of all the continents, the one with the highest level of education is Antarctica, and by quite a significant margin. They don't have a whole lot of what you'd call schools there, but they do have a bunch of smart people. Not geniuses, because geniuses don't live in Antarctica. Alaska is the most northern, the most western, and the most eastern state in the U.S. According to, like longitude and latitude, whatever that's about. But if you want to get really crazy, let's look at Norway. Norway, in relation to Finland, Norway is north, east, west, and south of Finland. Now again, with my fun facts, I always implore you to second guess me, because some of my facts are not vetted, some of my facts are outright fabricated, and all of my facts are pretty damn interesting, like surprising if true, and the majority of them are. That's just cool. El Paso, Texas is closer to Los Angeles than it is to Dallas. So yes, the distance between Los Angeles and El Paso is less than the distance between El Paso and Dallas. I don't know what that means demographically. I assume it means everybody votes red. I don't know. As of 2013, there were only... This one cracks me up. As of 2013, there were only 2 sets of escalators in the entire state of Wyoming. Now bear in mind, when they got their Homeland Security money, Wyoming got an equal amount as every other state. That's just democratic. That's just fair. I mean, why would New York or California or a coastal state or a state with 30 times the population get more money than Wyoming? I'm sure it had nothing to do with the fact that Ricky Dick Cheney was the vice president and a soulless bastard. Reno is west of Los Angeles, which is really surprising if you know anything about Reno or Los Angeles, which most people don't. It's really not that surprising. We know what maps are. What's more surprising is that there are 6 U.S. capitals which are west of LA. 6. JFK, Aldous Huxley, and C.S. Lewis all died on the same day, November 22nd, 1963. The current United States flag was designed by then 17-year-old Robert G. Heft as part of a school project. On that project, he got a B-, which just proves America's students need to work harder. I mean, imagine how awesome our flag could have been if he'd have gotten a grade other than a B-. I mean, come on, I blame the parents. The grandsons of 10th U.S. President John Tyler, born in 1790, are still living. His grandchildren are still living. The brother of John Wilkes Booth, you know John Wilkes Booth, he was an actor, he was in a play called Our American Cousin. Gosh, it was really big. It played at the Ford Theater. You've probably heard of him. Anyway, the brother of John Wilkes Booth saved Abraham Lincoln's son from being hit by a train without knowing whom it was he saved. And why would he know? Do you ID people before you do selfless things to save lives? Nelson Mandela was not removed from the U.S. terror watch list until 2008, which is kind of late for those following the story. Last one, for this week at least. There are more public libraries in the U.S. than McDonald's. And if you check this stat again in a year, you'll find there are way more libraries than McDonald's because nobody goes to McDonald's anymore and they're in big trouble on account of making terrible food at high prices that nobody wants to eat. It's awful. Fun facts. Fun facts.